are God, you are King, and forever I will worship you. You are God, you are King, and forever I will praise you. You are God, you are King, and forever.
You admit that you do not have strength, you need guidance, you need grace. That is prayer. Number 3, prayer is alignment. Prayer is alignment. Prayer does not just change the things that we are praying for. Prayer does not just change situations. Prayer changes us. Prayer changes us as individuals. It brings our thoughts, our desires, our decisions into alignment with the will of God. So we have said, number 1, prayer is a relationship. Prayer is dependence. Prayer is alignment. Number 4, prayer is conversation. And I think this is where most of us get it wrong, because we go before God and we tell him our problems, we tell him what we want, we tell him our situations, and then we leave immediately. But prayer is a conversation. It is not a speech. We are not going before God to give him a speech of things that he does not know. God already knows everything that you are going through. God already knows that situation. God already knows that hardship. So you are not going before him to give him a speech or to inform him of things that he does not know. You are going before him to have a conversation. You talk to him. You talk to him, and then you listen as he speaks to you. Do not be in a hurry when you go to the place of prayer. Do not be in a hurry to leave. That is why we go in the place of prayer with a notebook, with our Bible, because we pray and then God speaks. God responds. That is how we grow intimacy with God. Prayer grows intimacy with God. Number 5, prayer is access. Prayer is access. Because of Jesus, we have the full access to God. Because of Jesus, we have full access to God. We do not have to go through pastors. We do not have to go through people that we consider that they are too spiritual. We do not have to go through others. We can just go directly to God. We step boldly into the presence of God. That is prayer. Prayer is knowing that you are welcome in the presence of God. It is knowing that you are welcome. Number 6, prayer is an exchange. You go before God with fear, with confusion, with worry, with hardships, and then he gives you peace. He gives you peace that surpasses human understanding. He gives you his joy. He gives you strength. He gives you wisdom. That is prayer. It is an exchange. So we have said prayer is dependence. Prayer is an exchange. Prayer is access. It is a conversation. It is alignment, and it is a relationship. Now we have understood prayer. We have understood that prayer is not big speeches. It is not even a speech. We have understood that prayer is not long explanations. We have understood that prayer is not perfect sentences. We do not go before God with perfect sentences and good English. No, we go before God because we have a relationship with him. Someone that you have a relationship with, you do not go before them to evil to. You go before them. I know you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so we go back to our verse. In verse 5, it says, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites." Now, before we go any further, the term used there is when you pray. So there's a difference between if you pray and when you pray. Jesus would have said, if you pray, if you feel like praying, if you will ever pray, if there will ever come a time when you feel like praying. But he said, when. Why did he use when? What does the when in this part mean? It means that prayer is normal, or prayer is expected. Prayer is something that is expected. It means that prayer is ongoing. It is not occasional. It is not something you do when you feel like. It is not something you do if you feel like. It is not something you do when things are going well. It is not something you do when things are hard. It is something that is ongoing. When in this part also means that it is a relationship. When you have a relationship with someone, you speak to them daily. You will want to speak to them all the time. You will feel like speaking to them all the time. That way your relationship even grows. That is the same with prayer. You will want to speak to God. You will want to listen. What does God have to say about this situation, about this decision, about this thing that I want to do? What does God have to say? That is prayer. The word when there means that prayer is normal. It is not occasional. So he says, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. Now, there's a difference between reward and answer. In prayer, there's a difference between a reward and an answer. When you pray, let's go to Jeremiah 29:11 so that we can understand what I'm trying to say. Jeremiah 29:11. Jeremiah 29:11. Anyone can read for us? Jeremiah 29:11.